Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, SDL Province, Blue Team. We have some Lord Commissars. First up, I'm going to say LVL. And we have, this translates to, I believe, grandfather or granddad or something like that. So we'll go with it. These guys fight in melee combat with strong offense and support. Begin with a refractor shield. They can also shoot their own fellas in the head to encourage them. This is the Deathcore of Krieg DLC for LVL, alongside BountyBlade as a brother captain. A durable hero walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support. Fighting in melee, already having a go at Tom Bombadil here with a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default. Great for capping and harassing. Some powerful control. Could not get the cap over there though, could he? Alongside Crokodil MN with a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist can infiltrate and disrupt. Some powerful offense and a bit of support. And rounding off the teams, I believe this translates to lvlhll with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. I guess I'll call you lyoka, perhaps. We have a strike squad. We have sentinels up for both of the guard players. Into some more guardsmen to repair a minute. Oh, Katachan's elite scheme here for Grandad. 1-to-1 cap very early on. Stormtroopers in a bit of trouble. Need to run, fellas. They wiped. The Stormtroopers have wiped. Heretics barely getting away. More heretics are in there, and they get banishment in their face and have to leave. Topsy-turvy, chaotic start so far. Sentinel stomp in the middle of it. That sets up the Banshees for a thrashing at the hands of the strike squad. Can they finish them? They can. I think maybe one of their Stormbolters got the last shot there. And then they flee. They did drop a model as well, but that is some heavy losses both sides. Are the Howling Banshees going to be replaced? Sentinel's in big trouble. Sentinel goes down. Doom bolts to make sure. Heavy losses. I mean, the Lord Commissar still here. Old grandfather. Shield is down though. Lasgun's trying to help out. That's 3 CSM models. 2 of them are just merged into one thing. There we go. They're all splitting up a bit. Good special. How long does he stay here though? The Lord Commissar. He could flick his shield back on. Doesn't do it. Judged it perfectly, maybe. Maybe not. Down goes the Lord Commissar. On the west side, I see some dead Hormagaunts. Crocodile has double termagants though. And the Lictor Alpha is ready to fight. Sentinel still up. Back at base though. Where's that other Lord Commissar? He is not capping is what he's doing. Here he goes. Katachan Devils on the way for both of the guard players. Uncapped wreck point on the western edge. But the captain's found some Chaos Space Marines to purge. Does start with a power melee weapon. I believe it's 30 DPS. Which is not bad. For example, the Chaos Lord has like a 26 DPS weapon. Although his looks way cooler. The giant eye in it and stuff. Interceptors on the way for BountyBlade. Who needs Stormtroopers, eh? Get some more Astartes in here. Chases those fellas into the garrison, and now there's a whole bunch of heretics to fight. Some of them also get into the garrison. Okay, they're all getting in there. All terrified of the brother captain, who now has some backup. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. There's a shotgun blast in there. Warp Spider shows up and he's got his improved targeters. More range, more damage. What's not to like? And those guys got wrecked by the Doom Bolts, but down goes the Sorcerer. Howling Banshees now joining. Brother Captain flees with a Psychic Lash. Now these days this is a speed debuff, I believe. Kind of like the Ghost Helm. It used to be a thing that flung you around like a flesh hook. Oh wow. Many dead things on the VP here on the west side. Double termagants with toxin sacks. Eating some Katachan's grenade launcher action. No war gear for this Commissar yet. Heavy weapon squad on the way for Grandfather. And a Ravener Brood for Crocodile. He did lose his Hormagaunts over here. Shotgun blast. Not on the Lictor Alpha though. Commissar went down super fast. Banshees are war shouting. What are they up to? Oh, they're running. Interceptors starting to intercept things. They can't teleport again though. They don't have the energy for it. Although, Looks like the strike squad just gave them some energy back with Sanctify. Or whatever it's called. They can teleport onto these heretics maybe, although they're a little bit low. Doom bolts. That's actually a decent hit. And now they're surrounded. And BountyBlade takes a while to notice. Are they going to escape? Just over 100 hit points. Now 85. 60 something. I think they were right. They made it out. Just took his eyes off them for a second there. Another shotgun blast. The heavy weapon fellas are trying to set up here. Looks like they don't need to in the end. Although the Sorcerer is still here. Another Doom Bolts. And there's that Heavy Bolter. Are they going to push up onto the power? Because they could use the Heavy Bolter for cover, couldn't they? On the west side, many bodies of Hormagaunts, of course, and the Guardsmen are capping. They do have their Medical Sergeant fella. I guess he's just a Sergeant, isn't he? Some repairs for the Sentinel. Both Commissars back to their feet. And tier 2 for lyoha. Blood Crusher. I always say it, don't I? Oh, Blood Crusher could do some work here. Really good for pressure. You can also split them off really nicely and send it over to the other side of the map. And you might kind of force that player into getting anti-vehicle, and then you just don't take it over there again. And he's got this anti-vehicle that does nothing. But the captain's now level 3. Yeah, 70% speed reduction and takes some damage per second. Can use that on the enemy Howling Banshees, perhaps. Or on the Heretics. Doom Bolts. Those guys took a decent amount of damage despite being in some heavy cover there, actually. Now we have some Tzeentchian infiltration. Sorcerers trying to use it to get close. Catechans having a look. Well, they're all actually guardsmen, not proper Catechans. They would have spotted him. They're back at base. Bunch of tier 2s coming through. We got some operatives, BountyBlade. Late tier 1 operatives, eh? Red team through onto this power. Sentinel, he can't sit around tanking that all day. Catechans should be tying these guys up in melee, I think. Lord Commissar doing what he can, having to fight a Lictor Alpha and some Raveners. They're still not going into melee, those Catechans. Lord Commissar levels up for some reason. I guess he damaged those Termagants before. The Termagant's white. That's a little bit sloppy from Crokodil. Can he get the Sentinel, though? I think the Sentinel will be okay. Yeah, Sentinel's safe. Back towards the mid. Big ruckus going on. Howling Banshees backed up by Heretics. That's a bad place to be for the strike squad. Although there's some fire in there. What was that from? Do they have incendiary spotters? No. Oh, was it? Well, that wasn't Dark Flames. They couldn't both be Dark Flames. What was that fire? What am I missing here? Missing something. There's Rod of Warp Fire, which doesn't actually make any fire. I don't know what that was. They couldn't have both been Dark Flames, surely. 500 to 372 on the VPs. Oh, it was an incendiary grenade from the operatives, I think. It looked like a larger area than their grenade, which threw me off. Guardsman white. Very, very messy game so far. I think the Commissar goes down. Yep. Grandad now trying to recover with Stormtroopers. That's a good choice. They're quite versatile, long range, deal some good damage without getting themselves into trouble too much if you take the assault kit. Back up the Brother Captain quite well with them, I think. But the Brother Captain's all about pressure here. Straight in with the Interceptors. Obviously has a melee hero, and the Strike Squad are going straight into melee as well. Sorcerer. Might want to get the Robes of Torment instead. Eats a grenade. Although they're running in a big clump, so Warp Fire could mess them up quite a lot. On the west side, Tyranids again pushing through. They haven't really been holding this VP very much. Lord Commissar of LVL with a Xenos Power Claw now. Going after the Venom Brood to try and get some Synapse Bombs to go off. Nope, goes after the Ravenous instead. We do have ranged Synapse. So these guys are getting more damage to turn against than the Ravenous. It's not a good melee fight for these fellas though. Where's the Crippling Poison? Maybe it's been used already. Oh, now he switches targets and goes after the Termagants. Did kill a Ravener, I guess. There's the Crippling Poison. Level 3 for this fella, and he gets away. Need to cap the VP though, guys. Back to the east side. There's a Wraith Lord. Bad news for the melee Ordo Malleus fellas, I guess. LVL down to just Guardsmen, trying to get Chimera on the way, and it's double the Stormtroopers for Grandad. And there's that grenade again, which maybe hurt the Eldar more than anything. Guardians run. These guys can break their retreat, but I guess they didn't want to. They chucked their grenade and are out there. Some level 2 Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines. Good versus heavy infantry especially, but they're good versus all infantry. The Strike Squad, of course, and the Interceptors are heavy infantry. And there's the Chimera on the west side. It's going to get Venom Brooded. 488 to 300 on the VPs. Power bashing from the red team. They haven't rotated onto this VP very much, I don't think. But the captain's now got a halberd. Wraith Lord was way too far forward and gets destroyed by anti-armor stormtroopers. And we have an assault kit one too. 474 to 300, 2-1 for the red team. But those were some heavy losses. Wraith Lord didn't do much, did it? Did their power get bashed? Only one gen. Sorcerer is also down. Maybe the Warp Spider can teleport up and grab him. Tyranids have the west side locked down for now. Lictor Alpha overextended a bit. Is that the Lone Hunter we see? Nope. Was buffed by something else. Got the Toxin Miasma and Adrenal Glands. Nice early Crippling Poison there on the Lord Commissar. Gets them off the field nice and quick. Might be worth doubling up on the Raveners. Oh, he has doubled up on the Raveners, you idiot. To focus fire that Lord Commissar down quickly, as we saw there. I thought that was all Termagants. Couple of burrow strikes. These Raveners getting quite low. And they're trying to melee the Chimera, which isn't going to work out. Venom Brood is still chasing it. They're still getting shots. Down it goes. You needed to keep that thing moving, and there was space there to move it. A Chaos Predator on the way for lvlhll. Hopefully that's correct. And double Warp Spiders for Tom Bombadil. Some guardsmen, more guardsmen coming out for lvlhll. I'm not sure why. Planning a whole bunch of vehicles to support, perhaps. The Tyranids flee. And the guard can take the west side back. Howling Banshees are war shouting across the entire map. Look at that DPS now pouring on from the Eldar. Interceptors get in there though. Held his nerve. Didn't panic retreat. Got some chaos backup. Sorcerer is still down though. He's on the other side of the map. Here is the Chaos Predator. Can give this thing marks for upgrades, but even without it, it's still a tank. And that is an anti-grab grenade. Does what you'd expect. Some dark flames on retreat path as well. Nice little combo. Can he wipe the Catechins? Yes, Catechins are wiped. And now we have double Warp Spiders pouring on that DPS. Mines dropped in by one of the Lord Commissars. I guess it was Grandad is on that side. Tyranid Assault on the west side. Can they hold? They don't have a heavy bolter. Just got to trade shots with them. Got some Plasma Guardsmen. They could maybe shoot down the Venom Brood nicely. Lord Commissar goes after the Lictor. Which I think is smart here because he's an absolute menace. And he ties up the Guardsman. Doing a good job against him. Almost got him down there actually. An assist from the operatives. Bunch of fire. Decent assist. 423 to 270. Decent VP lead for the red team here. And there's tier 3 for Tom. Crokodil has a Carnifex up. Going for Stranglethorn. Terminator Librarian for BountyBlade and Purgation. With the anti-vehicle conversion beamer. Can they get a shot on the tank? They are setting up in a strange direction. They still got a shot. Looks like it is going to get away. Couple of warp spiders. Teleport into a decent position. They're trying to focus down these interceptors here. Look at the damage. That is good damage. Are they still in play? They're still in play. Interceptors are off. Tank came and dived in for a second. Dove. Warp Spider should be tying these guys up, surely. But it's not. Has the enhanced warp jump generator. Terminator Librarian's in there. He's got a power weapon. He's good in melee. And he's got that inspiration on kill too. VR hammer popped by the brother captain. That's his starting buff, giving damage resistance and speed. But it's worn off now. He's taking tank shots as well. The back of the face. Back of the face, back of the head. Librarian got very low. Able to run. He should be fine. Who's down over here? That's the Sorcerer down. Another tank for lyoha. Tier 3 for Grandad. And tier 3 for all of the red team, actually. So LVL and both BountyBlade stuck in tier 2. Was the Terminator Librarian worth it? What was the thinking there? Because typically you get him for Sanctuary to protect. Maybe it's to protect the Purgation. And of course you can get Might of Titan to buff like a melee blob. Maybe that's the idea. 397 to 270 on the VPs. Did this one get a mark? We've got Mark of Corn here. Speed and damage upgrades, getting some repairs as well. Those guys trying to bash. Where's the next big fight going to be? I think it's going to be around here. Blue team didn't really push off that fight. Didn't even cap this wreck point, actually. It's a fully matured wreck point here. Should have been capped. Really should have been capped. Banshee's running into mines. But now the mines are being spotted by those heretics over there. He's gone in a bit early, BountyBlade. He decided to push when everyone showed up, which was weird. Interceptors are going to wipe. Down they go. And the strike squad? Oh no, the strike squad will get away. Librarian runs as well. Brother Captain just hanging out there, level 7. Another Carnifex on the way for Crokodil. Bad place to be, Stormtroopers. Ouch. I think they were trying to sneak in somewhere. But got a bit too close. What were they trying to do? Sneak a grenade, maybe? Because those were the assault fellas, I think. Guardsmen make it out. Basilisk Flare, I don't think was needed to save him, but... And they're trying to finish him, look. Got suppressed by the base turret. Banshee trying to take down the Commissar, and they get him. Heavy, heavy losses for the blue team. Can they recover here? Vindicator Assassin on the way for BountyBlade. A Lehman Russ is up for Grandad. Going for Vanquisher immediately. What happened to the other tank? I didn't even notice the tank being destroyed, but it's gone. And this one's now Mark of Nurgle. For big health bonuses and health regen and stuff, but may not last super long. A Vanquisher's getting rear armor hits here. There's a smite, and there's the end of that tank. 2 tanks down now for the Sorcerer. Looks like we've got a revive here. Now you're idle though, Mr. Lictor. Need to move, bud. He's looking at stuff. He's busy microing over here. He's got 2 Carnifexes to look after. Use the power bash and cap and get his Lictor moving. There we go, he's running. I think he's going to make it. Level 4 strike squad though. Are doing some serious damage here. Warp Spider's showing up. That guy having a good trip. Mines, they take a while to arm though, so they're not going to go off here. 280, 270. The VPs are really evened up, and there's losses all over the place. Heretics running into a tank. Well, they're trying to get the guardsmen out of there, I suppose. Hey, Chaos Terminator's coming in. Using power fists onto Leman Russ. But it should be okay. Leman Russes have 1,200 hit points level 1. And I think they still have that faster repair rate, don't they? I think they toned it down a bit, but I think it's still there. Little quirk of the guardsmen. And of the Leman Russes. Another Leman Russ on the way for Grandad. Will they both be Vanquisher, do we think? Because he's not really facing the Carnifexes. They're on the other side of the map. 2-1 for red. Can the Commissar get a decap? He can. Now needs to run, and does. We do have a las cannon. Good versus those Carnifexes. These Carnifexes have vehicle armor. Vindicare can also damage vehicles, but he's idle right now in the mid. Trying to gather his strength here. Where's the brother captain? He's in play. He's a bit low on health, but he is in play. Banshee's leading the charge. Straight in on the purgation. So that's the situation where you throw the sanctuary up and protect him. But the librarian wasn't in position. Down goes the brother captain. Some demoralization effects from this Terminator's killing stuff. Is this warp spider getting out of here? And he teleported a really short distance, but it does get away. That smite didn't seem to do much. And yeah, power fists are bad news for the strike squad. The Terminators teleport out. And we have an Executioner. Leman Russ. There's the sanctuary, look. Not sure why it's being used now, but there it is. And that is an orbital on retreating Eldar warp spiders. Can it wipe them? They're level 3, but they are getting shot at as well. Gonna help wipe them. Down they go. It's a decent orbital, I think. Check out some leveled up warp spiders. Tyranids sitting pretty on the west side. Not a whole lot that lvlhill can do to approach. But he's got a BountyBlade on the way. That's going to help. Goes for... Oh, switches to Fist of Brockus, really? None shall fall. I mean, it does have a large infantry army there. None shall fall could make a big difference. Decapping the VP. 229 to 270 on him. Power bashing Leman Russes here. These guys are going to get a las cannon. These guys do have the auto cannon, and they are reinforcing. I guess he needs to apply some pressure and risk for these tanks doing it. Bioplasma goes in. There's an Eldritch. And there's a Haywire. I don't think that one's getting away, but the other one might. Carnifex is rotated mid. But lvlhill is not responding at all. The Tyranids are fully rotated to the mid. lvlhill not responding on the west side. There he goes. Now he's responding. Can the Leman Russ survive here? That's a rocket run. And that is a really good spot for it. Can he get the second run to hit nicely? Not bad. Might have helped save this thing, although it's not out of danger yet. Venom Brood's getting shots, and that's a Venom Cannon Carnifex too. And a cheeky Lictor Alpha, who has Menacing Visage. Maybe we'll see some Paladins soon from BountyBlade. Just needs a bit more power. Heavy Weapon Squad for lvlhill. Has taken the west side, grabbing that wreck point too. And there's the BountyBlade. Bristling with guns. Big Mega Battle Cannon Demolisher on the front. Las Cannons, Heavy Bolters. It's got them all. Blue team taking a natural back. It's going to be 2-1 to blue at the end of it, I think. Well, how long can they hold that west side? Because the Tyranids, I think, are going back, are they? Yeah, and there's a Fire Prism to help them. Where's the other Carnifex healing up? Here comes another Fire Prism, a Zone Throat that can heal up the Carnifexes. Got to get through the BountyBlade though with las cannon support, and now a Fist of Brockus Commissar. He needs to be near this thing to execute for the damage buff, I think. Although he may be close enough already. Vindicare shows up. with turbo penetrator rounds. The Warp Spider could just teleport in and chuck his grab grenade, which would mess up a lot of this stuff. Just kind of hanging out there. Okay. Lictor Alpha goes for the decap. Could chuck a Demolisher on it maybe. Does LVL have any support here? There's an Eldritch Storm again. Shuts down the Baneblade. That's Cannon's gonna wipe maybe. Is the Baneblade gonna survive this? Where is the assistance? Bioplasma goes in. Baneblade goes down. No assist from BountyBlade. I mean, the Vindicator is here, I suppose. I think he was just busy healing these guys up. Here comes a Leman Russ. Level 3 Leman Russ, too. That would make short work of a Fire Prism. Especially this one showing rear armor. Our red team too strong now. With the Baneblade down. Blue team are giving it a go. Where are you going, fella? Jumps into death, the Lictor Alpha. Now some damage on the Leman Russ. There's the None Shall Fall. Although it's not affecting anything over there. Only affects your own units, I believe. Paladins are in, though. And down go both Fire Prisms. Leman Russ is being repaired. This is the Commissar of Grandad showing up. It's also got Aura of Discipline. And the Flak Jacket for Inspire Terror. Ravener's a good target for Inspire Terror, actually. It's got a really long animation, though. I think it tracks, though. I think once you start the animation, it's going to hit. I think. Paladins, then. Paladins are unique to the Brother Captain. Big Nemesis Demon Hammers, heavy melee damage, and a ton of hit points. They can soak up a lot here for the blue team. And threaten the Carnifexes really well. Now, does Tom get more Fire Prisms? Maybe some D-Cannons to chuck on that side. Blue team are taking it. They have the 2-to-1, 172-38. These guys are on fire. There's a Dark Flames chucked in there, look. You have some Kasrikin with Plasma. Casually just burning there. Red team needs to gear up for another big push. Crokodil. Maybe waiting for something, not sure. Seer Council is the play from Tom. And there's the decap from the Warp Spider Exarch. A bunch of dead heretics too. And some power bashing, trying to drag the blue team around, and it's working. Response from BountyBlade. And the Leman Russ is coming over. Can he get a cap? Level 7, this guy. Don't think he can. Has to teleport out. Banshees now run interference. Warp Spiders, what are you doing, guys? They got a bit close. Oh, they've conceded. Who conceded? I don't even know. Was it the red team? Because he seems to have given up here, Crokodil. Very weird. Well, bit of a strange ending. I think the blue team won. I think the red team conceded for some reason. I guess we'll see on the score screen, but bit of a weird game. Not the highest level. But there was some cool action. And I don't know what happened to Crokodil. Did he just go AFK? And so the red team gave up? Not sure. They still had a lot of stuff, the red team. The blue team give up, maybe. Well, thank you all for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, as strange as it was. And I'll see ya next time.